Good morning, you guys.
Good morning, guys.
From Bali, we are finally back. Check it out. We are in our day, doing our thing. It's a little cloudy this morning. Out in the rice fields, going for our walk. Pepper, our dog, is somewhere. She's bolting ahead.
Way ahead.
But yeah, so I've been getting a lot of messages from you guys about asking more about our story, asking more about our relationship. You know, I've posted some things of Toby. Tobes isn't as much of a social media maven as I am. But yeah, we wanted to get on here and share our story together for you guys, so you can hear a little bit more about us and about how we've met, how we're here living in Bali, doing what we're doing, and more importantly about what is driving Lit Up Love, the couples retreat that we're holding together this summer in Sicily, in a tiny little island called Marettimo this summer. So what's driving that and what the fuel is behind that magic.
Yeah.
So
we might just jump in and I'll introduce myself. I know you already know Cait, but she's going to introduce herself again as well. And then, yeah, we'll get into it. So yeah, like Cait said, you haven't seen me a lot on social media because I'm a little bit more of a private person, but I'm really looking forward to spending time with all you guys in person in Marettimo. Where
all of you,
where we get the opportunity to really dive in, and we're navigating a bit of a narrow path here.
As you do.
Where you really get the chance to dive in and work with us one-on-one. So anyway, so yeah, as I said, my name's Toby and I am a meditation teacher and I lead men through rapid life transformation processes. That's my heart's work, and if you're interested to know more, you can check the link below, we'll post it. So that's me, and as I say, you already know Cait, but here she is again. And so over to you, darling.
Thanks, baby. Beautiful loves. Yeah, I've been on here a lot. You know what I do. I am a radiance guru and success coach for rising women entrepreneurs, coming into their leadership, coming into their voice, coming into their power. So, and we have been, you know, most of my work is all with women. I mean, like 99% of the work that I do is with women. It's very much about reclaiming that light and that energy and that spark from, we're navigating this path, that's why I'm looking down, from that divine feminine essence within. And Tobes' work is really focused around men, and we had a massive activation this summer. We got married this summer in Portland, Maine, and that whole process leading up, really all of last year leading up to the wedding, and certainly after the wedding, September through really December, has been a massive activation for us to step out into this space of co-holding space for couples to really come into their power together, to find that lit up spark, to find that rhythm and that balance of being so in tune and in flow with each other. And that is where Lit Up Love was born. So we want to share, before we get a lot into what Lit Up Love's all about, a little bit more about our story. So do you want to go first, darling? Well, okay, I'll go first. But I want to really tell you guys, I want you to go first, but I just want to say that the thing that caused me to leave New England nearly 3 years ago now, it was just under 3 years ago, February of 2015, was that I knew that I wanted something more. I knew that I was seeking a reconciliation inside of myself to really anchor in my fullest potential, my fullest power. And I took a leap. I invested in this program to come to the other side of the world. Full tilt Bali activation right here. Roosters somewhere, dogs. To come to the other side of the world and really get in touch with myself, with my power. So that's what I did. And I came and I did this 500-hour women's leadership yoga teacher training here. Had this open space to go traveling in Southeast Asia. Didn't really have a concrete plan, but knew I wanted to give myself the space to experience what I couldn't anticipate. And that absolutely happened.
Guilty.
Yes, massively. So yeah, why don't you tell a story of how we met, baby?
Yeah, sure, darling. So yeah, our story is quite analog, and I might take the stick though because it's
Do it.
Let me come in front.
Go first.
Here we go. So
Single
yeah.
file track.
What's that?
Single file track.
Yeah. Single file track. Yeah, so our story is really quite beautiful. It starts, I think for both of us, like Cait alluded to, about how she was already here in Bali doing this women's leadership retreat. I'd been living in Bali already for about 4 years, and I was coming back to Bali from Australia, where my brother had just been married and my dad had just stood up and just stopped short of auctioning me off as the only single one of his sons or daughters that were left on the market, so to speak.
So glad no one bid high enough.
And so I was just coming back from that, I won't say humiliation, but near enough, to Bali, to my life here. And I was actually starting to contemplate moving from Bali to go to live in Rome or South Africa, or it was time for something new. Anyway, it's funny what you wish for with the universe, because that something new manifested in something entirely different. And entirely more spectacular and beautiful than I could have possibly imagined. So anyway, I got back to Bali, and I rang a friend of mine who has a hotel at Bingan Beach, which is this beautiful little sandy beach, quite untouched, and little warungs, which are little local restaurants, fish restaurants on the beach. Anyway, I ended up going down to this beach with my friend and met a group of my friends, and we were sitting there at sunset the day after I got back from Australia. And wouldn't you know it, I said to my friend just before I came down, I have this strange feeling I'm going to meet someone.
You actually said that.
And my friend just sort of dismissed that out of hand. Anyway, sitting at this little fish restaurant, this little fish cafe, and you know, all of the stars are aligning. This incredible massage woman called Doreen came along, who I've known for years, and she brings whole leaves of aloe vera and strips them in front of you and squeezes out the aloe vera and massages with this raw aloe vera, and it's like $2 or something ridiculous. And so, you know, I was working I had Doreen working on my back, and Simon was going to be next, and someone's playing the guitar, and the sun's setting, and everything's, you know, just peachy. And all of a sudden, out of the corner of my eye, I see this magical creature wandering down the beach. And I stop and I say, I stop her and I say, hi. And she says, hi. And I said,
and that was it.
and I said, so how do you feel about a massage? And she said, yeah, okay, I might let you tell this piece.
Yeah,
Why don't you tell this piece?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's really how it happened. And so Bingan Beach is like an amazing beach. It was the beach that we met at. I had no idea what Bingan Beach was. My girlfriends were just like, we're going to the beach for a couple days after the training. Do you want to come? I was like, yes, absolutely. Here's my money for the hotel room. Like, let's do it. Had no idea where we were going. Had no idea, obviously, that this human even existed. But just felt like full resonance, yes, let's do it. And so went down, and that afternoon, this is so crazy. I mean, Toby and I talk about this, like, had any little thing in
Being
that
just minutely
just
different.
Slightly different, you know, our whole lives wouldn't be what they are. And so that in and of itself is just like such beautiful divine confirmation.
It's a total analog divine connection. There's
yeah,
no
analog as in like old
offline.
school, yes. So yeah, so anyway, so that afternoon I was meant to go down to the beach with my girlfriend and do like yoga poses and take photos and all that, and she ended up getting a massage, didn't want to go down, and so I was like, oh, do I still want to go? And I was like, yeah, I do. And so went down to the beach, had a beautiful meditation practice, just playing, doing yoga, swimming on the beach. And as I was walking back, that's when I saw this group of guys like sitting around a table having a good time, and I saw one of them in sunglasses looking pretty dapper getting a massage by this Balinese woman. And when he said hi, I was like, hey, how's it going? And then he invited me to have a massage, and it was so interesting. And we'll probably get into this. We're going to do a couple of these videos and get into more of the content that we're going to be sharing on the retreat and how we, you know, can really work and shift with stuff. But just to get into it a little bit here, so I really noticed in myself after doing a lot of that inner work, like clearing out, you know, resistance and blockages, that the invitation that he put forth, it wasn't sketchy, it wasn't skeezy, it didn't have this vibe of like being preyed on. It was just really light and really fun and felt really, really pure. And it was just a yes. It was a yes for me from the beginning. And so I sat down, and I mean, really the rest is history. I tell Toby that was the best $2 he's ever spent in his entire life.
Well, actually, the rest isn't history. There's a bit that I'd like to add here, because I think it was one of the most precious parts of the night. And that was actually that at the end of the... We separated after this time on the beach, and we came back together at a restaurant a little bit later where Cait
I had to go up to get ready. We ended up going to the same restaurant that night.
It was just a synchronicity that we were going to the same restaurant. But so we went to this restaurant, and then we went back down to the beach a little bit later that night, and something really special and different happened for both of us, I think. And that was that we went for a swim, and then we came out of the water, and Cait looked at me, and she just looked at me full on, straight on, and she sort of squared up against me, and she said, I want you to know that if you let me see you and I let you see me, then I think something really magical could happen here. And yes, it blew me away.
And it's really beautiful to hear you say that, darling, because I remember when I said that, it was like it just came out of my mouth. It just happened. It was there, and it was just coming through. And I remember after I said that, you know, that was coming from a knowing inside of me that was, you know, outside of my ego mind. It was outside of, you know, my ability to control what I was saying. And I remember after that thinking, like kind of being in that self-judgment space, thinking, oh my God, that's so intense. I hope I didn't scare him away.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Well, but what's interesting about what Cait said was that in fact there's some keys in here, and it hasn't always been easy for Cait and I. We've you know, since then, you know, that's 3-something years ago, but we've been through a lot. We've really been through the fire, and through going through that fire, it's something that we return to, is this concept of being seen and seeing the other. And so that's got something to do with some of these freedom keys that I think we're going to want to talk with you about in our next video. Yeah. And so
beautiful, babe. Yeah. Absolutely. And I'm so glad you brought that up, that theme about being seen and really allowing yourself to be witnessed in your fullness, because that's what relationship is. I mean, at its core, it's not about perfecting or, like, you know, removing the parts of you that feel like unable to be seen. It's about being willing to be seen in all of it, like the amazing radiant fullness and the human, like, triggered, you know, parts that really
activate.
Yeah, that activate you and set you off.
And the thing is, like, none of us are perfect. We're not perfect. No one's perfect, and everyone has trouble in their relationship, or everyone has things that set them off about the other.
Right.
And this is just a real opportunity for us to, you know, get into the space of of talking about. It's so difficult to talk to the camera and actually walk at the same time. But yeah, what I mean to say is that it's it's easy to get in. It's good when we can get into the space, just drop in, totally become present, and especially if we can do it with other people, we can learn skills together. We can skill share, and we can drop in together and share wisdom keys, freedom keys about how to see the other better and how to allow ourselves to be seen better. And that begets all sorts of wonderful things in our relationship feelings of safety, feelings of grace, feelings of ease, and I think that's part of what we want to share with you in Marettimo in July.
Yeah, absolutely. So beautiful, babe.
Your selfie stick.
My selfie stick. So yeah, so these freedom keys are really we call them freedom keys. They're the tools, they're the wisdom nuggets that we've collected over the course of the 3 years of our relationship that we're devoted to continuing to collect, continuing to put into practice, continuing to refine. And that process of continual refinement, that process of continually coming back to how can I open here? How can I be more real in this team, in this partnership is part of our major life's work. And this dance of being able to, be the fullness of ourselves and be seen in all of that is the biggest privilege of a lifetime. It truly is. And so that is exactly what we want to, oh my gosh, and the sun just came out as I said that. How beautiful is that? Wow. So yeah, so this is really what we want to get into and what we're going to get into with you guys on the retreat at Lit Up Love. And we chose, this work has been rising in us, rising in us, rising in us. We're so passionate about it because, have to move over, there's a guy passing on a bike. We can't even walk two side by side, so that's not going to happen. So yes, and as we were saying, it has not always been easy for us. It has not all been rainbows and unicorns. Yes, we met on a beach in Bali. We now live here. We're married with our dog Pepper, passionately following our dreams, abundantly living the most magical life. And we're human beings. And there's stuff that comes up. But if you have the tools and you know how to put them in practice consistently and return to them over and over again, even the stickiest parts about relationship, like money and sex and intimacy and power struggles and navigating that, and communication, speaking from your heart, being able to not only speak from your heart but listen from your heart, like these parts in relationship, right, that provide the biggest opportunities for excellence, as we call them. We don't call them fights or battles or whatever. We call them opportunities for excellence, right? But these things in relationship that cause tension, that cause, that require the need for dialogue. These are what...
Pagi.
Salamat pagi. These are the things that need the most attention, and if you know how to apply beautiful, practical, very real tools to help unstick you when those things arise, you're able to navigate your relationship with so much more ease and grace, not needing to be perfect all the time, because it's not about, nailing some state of perfection in your relationship, but really coming into a state of balance, coming into
honesty,
yes,
vulnerability, choosing to see the best in the other, choosing to communicate rather than shut down.
That's it.
All those little decisions, those little things that ultimately see us feeling so safe and so held and so seen in our relationship.
Yes, absolutely. So beautiful, darling.
Yeah.
So this is what we are bringing to the table in Lit Up Love. And I want to say a little bit more about Marettimo and why we chose this place and this setting to really dive into all of this juicy goodness in relationship. Like this retreat is going to be fun. This retreat is going to be so filled with magic and
Mediterranean food, sunshine.
Yeah, and not only that, but just like the most majestic island that you've ever seen. We went to Santorini for just after we became engaged. Thank you, babe. Just after we became engaged in was it 2015? Yeah, 2015. Yeah. And just like gorgeous, beautiful island, but
hang on, let's just stop for a second, baby.
Why?
Look at that.
Ollie, beautiful, so good.
So beautiful.
Yeah. Anyway, the point is that I was going to say about Santorini that it's very, very gorgeous, absolutely jaw-dropping, but very like commercialized now. When we got to Marettimo, we both just were like,
Okay, so picture this. We're talking a town on an island that time literally forgot. It's so far off Sicily, which is already so far off Italy, which is, you know, it's just out there. And it's so beautiful.
Got the castle on the far side. Yeah. The water is just
We'll post some photos in the link below,
and
so you can sort of get a sense of the vibe of this place, but it is just magical. You're struggling to find Wi-Fi. You can't buy a SIM card. It's just got that old school, old world vibe that enables you to really be able to disconnect so that you can really connect. So this is really a place that we just fell so deeply in love with in the process of like having our honeymoon. Yeah, and we just thought, well, you know, like this is a place we should really bring people back to, so that they can share this experience and we can help people, work with people, share with people to really emulate, to replicate, to go through some of the magic that we went through and make their own magic.
That's it. That's absolutely it. And the reason that we wanted to do this in this like absolutely stunning environment is so beautifully said, babe, about, you know, being able to disconnect and step away from like the noise and the hustle and the grind. I mean, you are just in pure blissful European vibe, like siesta in the afternoon, swim in the morning, just gorgeous, gorgeous rhythm and flow, is because, you know, working on your relationship doesn't have to feel like work. It's allowed to feel like play. It's allowed to feel juicy. It's allowed to feel good.
Light and fun.
That's it, and bright and filled with adventure, filled with time to like drop into that really intimate connection and time to like go out and play and explore this gorgeous planet together. And that is the vibration that we are going to be holding this space in and
infusing into every moment in this time that we're going to spend together.
That's it. And so in the next couple videos, we're going to talk more about Marettimo. We're going to talk more about what we're going to be sharing and some of those freedom keys that we mentioned earlier on. But just to bring it all home, so if you are in a beloved relationship, if you're in a couple and you are feeling like things are flowing amazing right now, this is crazy. Before I said that big thing, the sun came through, I said flowing, and now we're passing the water. So insane. I don't know if you guys could hear that, but it's so beautiful. If you're feeling like things are flowing so beautifully, you're like in that juicy resonance, this is the perfect thing for you, because it doesn't have to be, you don't have to get to the place where you're like rubbing up against real conflict, where you're continually, you know, fighting or having disagreements with one another. You know, this is not, you know, lying on your back in a therapist's office, like couples therapy. This is, what did you call it, babe? This is like
Pilates for your relationship.
I love that. This is like Pilates for your relationship. You know, this is a nourishing, wellness invigorating, soul igniting experience for you in your beloved relationship.
Beautifully said, darling.
Yes. And so yeah, so if you feel like things are going amazing, you're like, yes, we are a dream team. We're here to just like continue to amplify our joint frequency so that we can continue to show up better, you know, in our communities, at our work, for our families, for our children, if you have children, and just continue to really polish the stone of your own inner being so that you're able to move together in your life with so much more grace and feel that sense of solidity and expansion at the same time in your relationship.
Yep. Oh, okay. All right, we're all right to go.
Oh, motorcycle crossing.
Yeah, we've got motorcycle. Traffic. Peak hour.
That's it. And we also wanted to say, that even if you are, so if you're feeling like things are going amazing, this is absolutely for you.
Great.
But also, if you're, yeah, do you want to say this?
Well, yeah, also if you feel like there could be more, that there are some points where you're feeling unseen or you're feeling like there's something lacking in your ability to actually meet your partner. If you're, you know, if you're feeling isolated at all, if you're feeling like you're missing each other, if you're feeling like, you know, it's been a long time since there's been real connection. I mean, this could be the biggest gift that you could give your partner to lead them, and this goes for the blokes as well. To be able to
guys, blokes, guys.
I
don't know.
Australian term.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sentimental bloke. For the fellas out there to be able to bring this to their women and say, listen, let's dive in here. Let's face our relationship head on, and let's do some work to solidify our connection and really honor the fact that that connection is such an important part of our lives. You know, yeah, we have our work, and that's really important to us. So we've got to be able to do our work in this life. That's a man's job, and we have our loving connection relationship as well. That, hey, who doesn't want to have that spark, that fire with their partner? Like, I mean, I sure as hell do, and it's no good if I'm missing Cait every day and when we're missing each other. I mean, what's all the work for? What's it all for if you can't come home and look in the eyes of your wife and feel like
your partner, or your
whatever, you know, and just feel like, okay, that, you know, this is what it's all for. So if you're feeling it at all like there are some missing pieces, then I would really encourage you to consider just start a dialogue and see, you know, where this goes. And even that in itself is an act of loving awareness, and at which will you know, beget good things. So that's I reckon if you're feeling, you know, if you're either in either of those two camps, if you're looking for more, you already feel like things are going good, or if you're feeling like there's something missing, then then this one's for you.
Absolutely. So beautifully said, darling. And yeah, you guys, we're just so excited to share this wisdom and this magic, and to do it in such a place that just exudes magic in every cell of your surroundings, every cell of what you're putting into your body. It's so, so special. So we have some exciting news. So today was the close to the early bird price, which we're keeping ridiculously low. It's €16.95 for both people for the entire duration. We're going to be extending that for nearly another month, so till February 28th, to give a little bit more time. I know January people are kind of getting themselves back on their feet, readjusting, reassessing what's going on in the year.
Right.
So we're extending it for another month to give you guys the time and the space to really connect together, to make that joint decision from both of you tuning in and stepping in and finding your radiant yes.
Yeah.
And so we are going to be posting in the comments below the details. You can find out more about the daily flow, about what's going to be included, a little bit about Marettimo on our Facebook event page. So we're going to post the link to that in the comments below. And there's a link in the description of the event that you can actually sign up, go ahead and reserve your spot, grab it at the early bird discount. Their spots are limited, and we've got a handful left still, but it's good to get it in now because they are filling up. So go ahead and have a look and check it out in the comments below, and contact us if you have any questions. We're here, but go ahead and have a look at that.
Yeah, beautiful. And so well, as Cait said, we're going to be posting another couple of videos in the next couple of weeks, so stay tuned for that as well. And yeah, just big love from Bali. It's beautiful tuning in with you, and we'd love to hear your comments, so put them down below as well. And we say hi and love from Bali.
So much love to you guys from here.
Bye.
Bye-bye.